Welcome back inside the Frenzy Lounge, where we knew goaltending would be a big talking point around the Maple Leafs. So who better to bring in than our former NHL goalie and analyst, Marty Biron. So, Marty, Ilya Samsonov is out for the Leafs.
Yep.
Anthony Stolarz comes in, signing a 2-year deal. What do you like about him as a goalie?
Well, first, obviously, the size is the first thing you notice. He fills the net, right? Every time a shooter looks up, there's no net to shoot at. Now, some may say, well, with the big goalies, they don't move well laterally. I think that last year, Anthony Stolarz with the Florida Panthers proved that he is pretty good and athletic and agile moving laterally. Now, is he like a Shesterkin or, a Bobrovsky? No, not at that level. But, when you're 6'6", obviously you can cover a little bit more net that way. I felt like he really took a step forward last year. Like the Florida Panthers were a good defensive team. They gave up the least amount of goals with the Winnipeg Jets in the league, but it was more because their goalies played well. Bobrovsky played well, and Stolarz played well. So I think what you're getting is a goaltender that knows how to make saves, that knows how to use his size. Rebound control was good, could be better, but he battles. He battles hard, and when you're that big, sometimes the puck just hits you, and that's what he did.
That always helps. So he has the size and, of course, the winning pedigree. What about his chemistry with his new teammates? How do you think he fits in as a Toronto Maple Leaf?
Well, I think you bring Stolarz in not to be the number one goaltender, right? You look at Joe Woll, and every time Joe Woll was given an opportunity, he was healthy, he played really well. Now it's, okay, what's the next step for Joseph Woll? He's not going to go from having played 30-some odds NHL games in the regular season to all of a sudden playing 60 in the regular season in 1 year. No, but you could look at Woll playing 45 if he stays healthy for the whole season. And then you have Anthony Stolarz at 35 or so. It's never going to be Woll's going to play 6, 7 in a row and Stolarz going to stay on the bench. You're going to see stretches where Craig Berube may even say, okay, Stolarz, you're taking over now. You're going to play 2, 3, 4 in a row because maybe he's in the rhythm. Maybe things are good. Maybe you need to give Woll a break. So I think that's the fit. Not a number one, but as close to a 1A, 1B situation as you can. And that's something that teams are looking at now. If you don't have a bona fide number one goalie, a Shesterkin or a Vasilevsky, you're looking to pair two together. I think Woll and Stolarz are one of those teams that will pair them together.
And spread out the load a little bit.
Yeah.
Lastly, you are, of course, sitting in the seat, so I can't let you leave without giving us your report card grade. Overall, how would you grade this deal?
I'm going to give it an A because you look at the goalies that were available as free agents, there wasn't a lot of top-tier goalies. Like, you're not swinging for the number ones, the guys that will make a big difference. But in that second group of goaltenders that, are going to be a good complementary piece, there was some available. Laurent Brossoit was available. Brossoit signed a 2-year deal at $3.3 million. So for the Leafs, you're getting, which I felt was Brossoit, Stolarz were at the same level. You're getting a goaltender for $800 less. So almost $1 million less. That's $1 million that you have on the cap that you can use and maybe sign another player. So I think that the number alone, coming in at $2.5 million a year for 2 years, the term and the dollar figures is really good for what Stolarz can bring you. So I give that an A, the contract and the player itself.
Okay, a nice A for the deal itself. And, of course, you mentioned the size. At 6'6", Anthony Stolarz, the tallest goalie in Leafs history.